Good morning, everyone. My name is MightyStream, and I'm going to do your December the 13th Spiritual Principle a Day in a meditation. I hope I can get through this. I hope I can get through this meditation better than I did the last one. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me pull that screen up for you. Tell you, I think I'm starting to see the benefit in being up for a couple hours before I do the meditation, but I just enjoy it in the morning. And sometimes reading, it seems like my flow is not what it needs to be first thing in the morning. However, let's go, guys. Okay. December 13th, individuality and our spiritual awakenings. The idea of a spiritual awakening takes many different forms in the different personalities that we find in the fellowship. Basic text, chapter 4, step 12. Step 12 speaks of the spiritual awakening we have as a result of working the steps. By the time most of us begin our step work on step 12, we typically have had any number of awakenings of a spiritual nature. Some awakenings might seem small, like recognizing an asset we've never noticed when we write our step 4 inventory. Other awakenings are more profound, like realizing how a handful of behavior patterns all trace back to a particular character defect we are just now coming to understand. As long as we keep moving through the steps, we will continue learning about ourselves. The basic text mentions that we differ in degree of sickness and rate of recovery. So it stands to reason that the types of awakenings each of us needs may be quite different as well. We all have our own stories, including how we got here and where we are going. Hearing others share about their awakenings can be inspiring and instructive, but having our own experiences, even if they differ from what we hear others share, is what really matters. If we wait to have the same experience we hear others share, we may be disappointed. Worse yet, we may miss what's happening in our own heart and spirit if we look only for what others have described to us, rather than seeing what we see for ourselves. The prospect of having a spiritual awakening that is truly our own can be both awe-inspiring and intimidating. While our awakenings may not be identical to anyone else's, the better we get to know the truth of our own experiences, the better we will be able to recognize the truth shared with us by fellow addicts. We are each on our own journey, but much of the terrain we cover is the same. The awakenings we experience in the steps may be different, but the message we carry is the same. I will honor the truth of my own awakenings as well as those shared by fellow NA members. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the third step prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, take my will in my life, guide me in my recovery, and show me how to live. Yeah, so we're talking about the individuality in our spiritual awakenings, and that spiritual awakenings can take many forms, just as many individuals as there are in Narcotics Anonymous can be the varying ways that a person experiences spiritual awakenings. It's just like being a witness to a crime, right? Everyone that saw the crime take place will have some components of the story that will probably be the same that they tell. But depending on whether or not you're just an old lady peeking out of her curtain windows without, her glasses, if she uses those to see better. She may be able to see some things from 4 houses away, but will she see the same thing from a vehicle that is parked directly in front of the house? And the person in the car actually sees the crime take place. They actually see someone go into someone's home that, burglarized them, right? That story of that car parked, that witness in that car, is going to be different than the old lady down the street, 4 doors, without her glasses. Now, some people, they hear better than they see. And so they may actually hear some conversation. No, man, let's go through the back, right? They might hear that, and someone else didn't hear it at all. What is the point? The point is that our individual perspective, the way that we are viewing things, will often determine how we have spiritual awakenings. And that's completely fine, right? I would rather an individual have their own spiritual awakening on their own journey that is meaningful to them. I don't need them to experience my spiritual awakenings. That's not my concern. I don't need them to experience spiritual awakenings the way that I do. The things that I learn about myself when I'm writing the steps or just having a conversation. Oh my goodness, just having a conversation with another recovering individual that's really close to you can reveal to you your assets as well as your liabilities, right? And so my engagement with others gives me an opportunity to have more aha moments, but my engagement more with my higher power allows me to have these spiritual awakenings. And there are many of them. The 12th step is the spiritual awakening, right? As a result of the steps. And it causes us to do something, right? To carry the message, right? In a way that is palatable, in a way that others can hear. When you look at that 12th step, right? What comes from the heart touches the heart. But it's only going to come from the heart when it's your story. So we don't fabricate stories. We don't need to. We don't need to exaggerate our spiritual awakenings for impact. We don't need to do any of that. These awakenings that we experience in the steps are definitely different, but the message we carry is the same. And today we just need to honor our own truth, the truth of our own awakenings, and the truth of other individuals and their awakenings, and be able to see, right, the difference between yours and mine, but understand the commonality of ours. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I got that out today. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I hope that you will have a beautiful day on purpose. Come on, you deserve it. Get up, get going. December 13th. Enjoy your day.